Hi guys, today we are going to see the vision material environment PT 365. So first news I got skipped because we can discuss later. The second topic is a state of cryosphere 2023. What is the state of cryosphere? It is a report which is released by the International Cryosphere Climate Initiative ICCI. Okay, it is a non-organization NGO under United States. Okay, they released the State of Cryosphere 2023. The report doesn't end here itself. The 2 degrees too high. The report heading is the State of Cryosphere 2023 2 degrees too high, which is released by International Cryosphere Climate Initiative. It is not a government, it is a non-government organization. Then what is about the ICCI? It is a network of experts and researchers working with the governments and organization to preserve the Earth's cryosphere. This NGO's important agenda is to preserve the Earth's cryosphere. Now you can ask me, what is the cryosphere? It is a frozen part of the earth. It is not above the atmosphere or such. It is a frozen part of the earth which is under the earth or above the earth, not as atmosphere. Okay, just be clear, as cryosphere means which is frozen. Cryo means already we know cold, so cryo means frozen atmosphere. Okay, sorry, frozen a part of the earth. Then it acts as a NGO with the experts of researchers and also climate experts. Then with the government, already we discussed, it is a non-government organization, so it can be work with government organization too. Okay, then its target is to study the climate dynamics of the cryosphere, how the cryosphere is forming and what climate dynamics it's going to study. Then focus on global implications of cryosphere warming. The second part says that what is the implications of, what is the impacts of cryosphere warming, that is due to the global warming, what is the implication to the globe. Okay, they are going to study, these are the targets of global ICC, global implications of cryosphere warming. Then also they study the climate dynamics of cryosphere. See this diagram, it's ice cape, snow, glacier, lake, river, ice, permafrost. Okay, sea ice, iceberg, ice shelf. You have to clear with the what is sea, iceberg, and also ice shelf. Okay, snow, ice sheet, land, etc. Okay, go through this diagram. Then also, what is the report highlighted? Nearly all tropical glaciers, most mid-latitude glaciers and polar region will disappear even if the temperature rises to 2 degrees Celsius. What this point say about that? Already we discussed about, and already we studied about the Paris Agreement. Okay, we have to reduce the temperature by 2 degree, or else we are superb in that we going to reduce the 1.2 degree, 1.5 degree Celsius. Okay, wow, 2 degree and also 1.5 degree Celsius. Comparing to the pre-industrial era, we are going to reduce the temperature. Then as a global warming as a global warming implications, we are going to study about the pollution, whereas the energy sector and also many other implications we are going to study under the above thing. Okay, then also this point suggests that if we touches the 2 degree, now the temperature, if is 38 degrees Celsius example, means if you are going to touch a 40 degrees Celsius, means the global temperature, means the all, I'm saying just the example. Okay, don't compare with that. Okay, all tropical glaciers and also mid latitude glaciers and polar region glaciers all disappears, first point in that report. Then if the 2 degree touches, Himalayas also expected to lose 50 percentage of today's ice. Not just 1 or 2 percentage, half of the percentage, means the 50 percentage of today's ice. We are having the glaciers and also many of the things in Himalayas. It is the ecosystem, Himalayas ecosystem. We are going to lose that if we touch 2 degrees Celsius. The second point says like that. Third point is the last decade witnessed the 7 worst year of ice losses. Last decades mean that last 10 years we witnessed 7 worst years. So ice losses, 7 worst ice losses we had. So this point be clear that. Okay, then what is a cryosphere? Already I told that frozen part of the planet is known as a cryosphere. Don't compare with the atmosphere. I just be clear, don't compare with the atmosphere. It is a frozen part of the planet only. Okay, cryosphere's role in global climate. What is the cryosphere role? First one, help to regulate the earth's temperature. How is going to help? Because it has a high albedo. Albedo is not a new term for us, we already studying many times. Okay, albedo is the fraction of light that the surface reflects. Okay, if you are having some glaciers, how the glaciers reflect the sunlight, the fraction of light that surface reflects, the glacier reflects. So 100 percentage of sun rises, 100 percentage it reflects. So only high albedo rates they are giving. Okay, it regulates the earth's temperature. So this point is very important, because the following point is going to be very useful for that if we understand this point. Okay, then second point is store carbon. A permafrost, already we discussed here the diagram. Permafrost. Okay, the permafrost has trapped a tons of carbon inside its soil. How it's going to be trapped? Because the CO2 and methane and other greenhouse gases are going to be trapped by the permafrost, and it is going to be dumped inside its thing, like below the ground. So once we are going to higher temperature because of the global warming, the permafrost cannot continue the process, so it emits the carbon and also CO2 particles and also methane. Every greenhouse gas they will emit. What is the process? It is going to be reverse in that thing which we are attaining 2 degree or such increasing temperature. Okay, permafrost has trapped a ton of carbon inside its soil. So the cryosphere is important for store carbon. Then third point is water availability. As usual, we know contains 80% of world's fresh water in the form of glacier, ice shield, icebergs, etc. We done with this point. Okay. Then third major point is ice melt in the cryosphere causes extreme weather events and sea level rise. Many times we discussed in the current affairs. So if the ice melts, it is going to create a weather events like El Nino, La Nina. Okay. Then the following events is sea level rise. Okay, if we are having the weather events like extreme drought or extreme flash floods. Example we already discussed in the Sikkim flash flood, no? So these are all the Joshimat events. So volcanoes and also earthquakes, many events are going to be following these type of events. Okay, weather events. Then what is the India initiatives, what we does for that cryosphere or to protect the cryosphere? First is National Mission for Sustaining the Himalayan Ecosystem. Is established a center for Himalayan glaciology in Vadia Institute. Okay, then what is the ice melt? The second topic is the major topic is that cryosphere over. We are going to see this ice melt in West Antarctica. Okay, why is it news? Because the West Antarctica's ice, see this map, West Antarctica's ice sheet is merely going to decrease, and also the many big tons and tons of icebergs are melting. So this news had popped up. Why news accelerated ice melt was noticed in West Antarctica through various studies and computer stimulations. Okay, more on news. What is the first point? The West Antarctic ice sheet, it is if completely lost, could contribute to sea level rise. As usual, we know if the ice sheet or iceberg melts, leads to sea level rise. But here it leads to 5 meter, up to 5 meter rise. Then second point is ocean driven melting of floating ice shelves in Umberden Sea. In the main process contributing the sea level, Amundsen Sea is located off the coast of West Antarctica. If we are going to see this map, this is the Antarctica, then Weddell Sea, Amundsen Sea, Ross Sea. Okay, the Weddell Sea we are having, no, that left side of iceberg is merely the dot is merely the size of England. See how much its area is. Okay, then Antarctica, this is the Antarctica, the South Pole, this is the East Antarctic ice sheet, and this is West Antarctic ice sheet. So East and West we are having the Ross Sea. They can ask where is the Ross Sea and Amundsen Sea and Weddell Sea. They are confused. They are going to confuse with the Arctic Circle's seas also. Okay, don't confuse with that. Then we have the Thwaites glaciers in Antarctica. Okay, and West Antarctica ice sheet. Okay. Then what is the sequence of ice melt? Nothing they are given. It's a very important and also very easy point that don't confuse with these points. Just be clear. The icebergs is going to cut. Okay, because of the sea temperature. Okay, global warming. Then the first shelf of the, we already studied by the continental shelf. Just compare with that continental shelf. It is going to be here. It is a ice shelf. Then ice shelf is going to move. Then also the ice she is also going to move and is going on thinning and thinning because of the temperature rise in the sea. It's going to be floating and also increasing the sea level. That is the point. That is the 5 points they are given the sequence of ice melting. Okay, once you can read, you can easily understand. Then global efforts to safeguard Antarctica. What is the globally we are taken? Okay, first is Antarctic Treaty signed in 1959. Its objective is demilitarize Antarctica and to promote the international scientific cooperation. You have to note India is a member. You have to study India as a member. Antarctic Treaty 1959. What's the objective? Demilitarize India, Antarctica, and also promote international scientific cooperation. India is a member. Second one, Convention for the Conservation of Antarctic Seals. 1972, Convention of Conservation of the Antarctic Marine Living Resources 82, ratified by India. Then Protocol of Environmental Protection by Antarctic Treaty, also known as Madrid Protocol 1991, signed by India. Which are the treaties and also conventions are signed by India, ratified India? You have to study. Okay, then what is the India's perception? India's Antarctic program, we already know. 1981, they built 3 research stations in Antarctica. First is Dakshin Gangotri 1983, second one Maitri 88, Bharati 2012. As of today, Maitri and Bharati are fully operational. Okay, Dakshin means south. Dakshin, Gangotri. Okay. Okay, the second one is the Antarctic Act of 2002, enacted by India to give effect as Antarctic Treaty Convention. Already we discussed these 3 types of things in our already itself were ratified by India. Okay, just note it out. Then what is the key provisions? Then establishment of Committee on Antarctic Governance and Environmental Protection. Second one, permit system. You have to permit the system. And then third is Constitution of Antarctic Fund. Then if we permit the persons, we have to stringent the penalties also if they are violating the something laws or any other provisions. Then designated court to be punish the offenses. Okay, this is how the West Antarctica news is getting over. Then Arctic amplification. What is Arctic amplification is? means there are two terms we are going to discuss here: Arctic amplification and polar amplification. Arctic amplification means the circle that Arctic surrounds, the temperature of the Arctic circle is gets increased due to global warming is known as Arctic amplification. If we are considering the polar amplification, the name itself says the poles are getting warmer due to the global warming is known as a polar amplification. We have to study this important thing. Then, World Meteorological Organization studied highlighted that Arctic has warmed twice as much as the world average. What is the world average? If today's world average is, if by 2 degrees Celsius it increased already, we discussed, no, if the 2 degrees Celsius increased, we would have gone through the global warming. Already we are undergoing that only. So the Arctic has warmed twice. The Arctic itself warmed. Already we discussed that Antarctic. Today to this topic we are discussing the Arctic. Okay, twice warmed twice as much as the world average. Then what is Arctic amplification? The differential temperature, warming temperature between the poles, the tropics is known as Arctic amplification. As per the some other studies, Arctic has warmed nearly 4 times faster than the rest of the world over 1979 to 2021. Then what is the reason for faster warming? First one, polar amplification. Already I told you that it is the poles, around the poles it is getting warmer due to global warming. Then polar amplification is much stronger in Arctic than in the Antarctic, as it is the ocean covered by sea ice, while Antarctic is elevated continent with permanent ice and snow. This is the simple point, you have to remember that. Then the melting of ice is much more exposure to the sun, then absorption is higher. Already we discussed about that thing called the albedo perspective before. So we have to connect with this point, melting of ice. Why it is melting of ice? Because more sunlight, then more albedo, more absorption of heat, then it's melting. Okay, then prevailing system of air circulation. This prevailing system of air circulation, we have going go to the first topic, that is the there is a ozone thing, first topic. Then we have to connect with the polar vortex topic. What is the polar vortex? Means the cold temperature of the polar regions and also tropics warm air, it's get converted. The simply the tropic warm air is going to upside or upwelling there, then the cold polar air is going to down. So this, the prevailing system of air circulation transfers heat from the tropical to the poles, the moving of cold air and warm air back and forth. Okay, then the Arctic sea ice exceeding shrinking of extent shrinking of 12.6%. This is the data, just you have go through it. Then importance of ice. What is the Arctic ice importance? Already we discussed. Okay, first one, the energy balance. Second one, keep the air cool. Third one, the affect, they can affect what is going to be affect the biodiversity and impact of the mammals, because the salinity and also acidity of the water is going to be changed if the sea level rises. So the biodiversity and also the mammals will impact or affect with this thing. Okay, the polar such as polar bears and walruses, two of the thing are IUCN's vulnerable list. You have to think of it, why these animals are given and what is the status of IUCN. Okay, then affects the traditional subsistence agriculture or hunting lifestyle. Then indigenous people population, they have to read it out. What is that? They are simply the Eskimo people. Okay, then reduced ice can open the shipping lanes, increase access to the natural resources, of course. Then you have to go through this diagram in front of this one, no, amplification. Okay, then last concept was related concept is blue ocean event. What is the blue ocean events? Means if the Arctic is without ice, if we say Arctic is without ice, what does it mean? No, that is the blue ocean event. No ice in Arctic. Iceless or ice free Arctic ocean is known as an ocean blue event. Refers to the situation in which the Arctic oceans ice area drops below 1 million square kilometers, then it reduces the amount of sunlight reflected into the space. It's going to absorb, already we discussed this point, no, melting of more absorption. So this reduces the amount of sunlight reflected into space. Is going to be absorb all this sunlight. So we covered this two part, that is state of the cryosphere we covered, and also ice melt in West Antarctica we covered, Arctic amplification we covered. Then we can study the other topic in following videos. Thank you.